Welcome, everyone. Today we embark on a gripping journey into the unsettling and complex world of one of North America's most enigmatic and haunting legends, the Skinwalker. This tale, deeply embedded in Navajo culture, entwines the supernatural and moral lessons about humanity, betrayal, and our connection to nature. Over the next few hours, we will explore the origins and variations of the Skinwalker legend, recount chilling encounters, and reflect on the profound symbolism that this entity embodies. Each facet will remind us that these narratives are not mere entertainments. They are rich with meaning and cultural significance. So sit back, open your mind, and prepare yourself to venture into the eerie realm of the Skinwalker. To fully appreciate the Skinwalker, we begin with its origins in Navajo culture, tracing the path of belief and mythology. The term Skinwalker, or Yi Nao de Lushi, translates to, by means of it, it goes on all fours. This phrase underscores its duality and transformative abilities. Historically, a skinwalker is understood as a witch or sorcerer capable of shapeshifting into various animal forms. This dark gift stems from profound moral corruption, typically acquired through the heinous act of murdering a close family member, which severs ties to the spiritual world and the community. The role of witchcraft in Navajo culture. In Navajo belief systems, witchcraft holds a profound significance that directly relates to individual responsibility and ethical conduct. The practice of witchcraft is cloaked in secrecy and is regarded with fear and revulsion. The very notion of becoming a skinwalker symbolizes the ultimate betrayal of trust, a severance from the community and natural order. As the stories of skinwalkers spread within Native American culture, they adapt and vary, yet retain common threads of fear and the consequences of turning against one's own kind. Elders pass down these tales to teach younger generations about moral values, caution against jealousy, and appreciation for life. Now that we understand the cultural underpinnings of the Skinwalker, let's delve deeper into what it looks like and the powers attributed to it. The appearances of skinwalkers can vary widely, often reflecting the specific form they choose to inhabit. They are typically described using striking and unsettling characteristics. Eyes. The eyes of a skinwalker are frequently depicted as glowing, hollow, or reflective, suggesting an otherworldly gaze that evinces both intelligence and malice. Body language. They tend to move unnaturally, with distorted limbs or fluid movements that make them appear more animal than human when shape-shifted. Forms taken. Skinwalkers commonly take on the form of predatory animals, such as wolves, coyotes, bears, or even smaller creatures like foxes. Yet, reports of them transforming into birds or other natural beings exist, revealing flexibility in their shape-shifting abilities. Grotesque features. In some forms they retain unsettling human-like traits, such as standing upright while still resembling an animal, or having a disheveled appearance that blurs the line between beast and man. Supernatural capabilities. Skinwalkers are attributed with varied powers that amplify their terrifying presence and enigmatic nature. Shape-shifting. The fundamental ability of skinwalkers lies in their capacity to seamlessly morph into any animal. This ability not only grants them camouflage, but also the power to exploit the instincts of creatures. Telepathy. Some believe skinwalkers can communicate with animals or enter their minds, compelling them to carry out their bidding or act against humans on their behalf. Curses and hexes. They are also capable of casting harmful spells or curses, bringing misfortune, disease, or even death to those they target. This sinister skill often becomes a pivotal aspect of the stories told by those who believe in skinwalkers. Nightmare incursion. A particularly eerie power attributed to skinwalkers is the ability to invade dreams. Witnesses have described waking up to find themselves paralyzed, as if some dark presence were watching over them in their sleep. Illusions and disguises. Some accounts claim that skinwalkers can create illusions or take on the voice of familiar people, inviting manipulation and deception that can lead victims into perilous situations. Symbolism of the skinwalker. In delving deeper into skinwalker lore, we find intricate layers of symbolism. It represents not only the fear of betrayal, but also the consequences of losing one's way. Abandoning cultural values leads to a twisted identity. The skinwalker's dual existence forces us to confront our inner darkness and the potential for moral decay that lies within every individual. Now we delve into spine-chilling tales of encounters with skinwalker stories that reverberate across generations and incite fear amongst those who dare to recount them. The Boy in the Woods. Our first haunting story introduces a young boy named Nijoni, who cherished camping with his family in the vast expanses of Navajo land. One warm evening, driven by curiosity, he wandered away from their campsite, enticed by the rhythmic calls of frogs and the whispers of the ancient trees. As darkness enveloped the landscape, Nijoni felt an unsettling stillness. Suddenly he was drawn to a low growl mixed with a haunting, human-like whimper. Paralyzed by both fear and curiosity, he turned to see a gaunt figure crouched in the underbrush. Disconnected from the safety of family and community, the boy searched for answers in the twisted visage of the figure. Its pallid skin seemed stretched over bony limbs, its eyes illuminated with a pale glow that froze him in place. The creature's movements were both human and animalistic, displaying an unnatural flexibility that sent chills down Nijoni's spine. Fearing for his life, the boy bolted back to his campsite, recounting the encounter to his parents, only to be dismissed as fabricating stories. But over the next few days, livestock began disappearing without a trace. What started as mere mischief spiraled into panic. Desperate, Nijoni's father sought help from a local shaman. The elder performed a cleansing ritual, instructing the family to burn sage and offer prayers to protect their home. As the smoke spiraled upward, the family felt a sense of calm, but a lingering sense of dread hung in the air, accompanied by an unsettling sensation that they were still being watched. The Rancher's Tale. In another harrowing encounter, we meet John and Mary, an elderly couple who ran a small ranch on the outskirts of their community. They relished the peaceful rhythm of rural life until strange phenomena began to disrupt their tranquility. Livestock began disappearing, initially attributed to coyotes, but soon they couldn't ignore the mounting fear. The couple organized their own investigations, but evidence always seemed out of reach, only deepening their unease. One moonless night, as they sat on their porch, John fancied he heard a scratching sound at the door. On impulse, he opened the door to reveal a scraggly dog with a gaunt frame but pleading eyes. Concerned yet drawn to the creature's vulnerability, John allowed it into their home. However, upon bringing the creature in, things quickly took a haunting turn. The following nights were plagued by restless sleep and things moving out of the ordinary footsteps echoing outside their windows, shadows weaving through the trees, and whispers dancing through the still air. It became evident that this was no ordinary dog, and the couple slowly realized they had opened the door to something sinister. One night, awoken by frantic bleating, John rushed to find their sheep scattered in a panicked frenzy. Staring into the darkness, he caught a glimpse of the dog vanishing into the night, its form transforming mid-stride into a tall, shadowy figure before disappearing completely. Overcome with terror, the couple sought the guidance of their neighbors, learning about the legend of the Skinwalker. They conducted a cleansing ceremony using traditional herbs and rituals, believing it might exorcise the dark presence surrounding them. But as they released the creature back into the wild, they understood that darkness rarely surrenders easily. Awash in foreboding, they returned to their lives. Yet the certainty that something was always lurking nearby filled their home with dread. The Fisherman's Lament. Our next story leads us to a fisherman named Leon, a man fond of solitude who found solace in the tranquil waters of a secluded river. One fateful evening, the sun cast its golden light across the surface as Leon cast his line, determined to catch dinner. As darkness descended, he noticed strange ripples in the water, alongside sounds unlike anything he had heard before, a discordant harmony that struck a deep chord of discomfort. When he peered closer, he spotted a flicker of movement on the bank. It was a coyote, yet as he focused, he sensed something was amiss. The coyote began to call out, vocalizing in a tone that echoed the sound of Leon's late wife. Confounded, he heard the beckoning voice urging him to join it. Leon, both intrigued and cautious, climbed out of the boat, compelled by a need to understand the bizarre connection. As he approached, the shape morphed before his eyes. The coyote became a woman with long, dark hair, her loyal gaze penetrating his soul. Fear gripped him, but he couldn't look away. Suddenly he heard another coyote howl in the distance, its melancholic call reeling back to him like an echoed warning. Realization struck. This was no ordinary woman. He turned to run, but the figure advanced, her eyes flickering with a malevolent light that froze him to the core. As the lurking presence closed in, Leon narrowly escaped, diving back into his boat and paddling frantically into the darkness. Although his escape saved his life, he could still feel her chilling gaze haunting him, and he never returned to the river again. As we dive deeper into the Skinwalker legend, it becomes clear that the terror evoked by these tales taps into fundamental psychological fears: betrayal, loss of control, and the inherent darkness within humanity. Fear and duality. The existence of the Skinwalker forces us to confront the duality present in human nature. The creature embodies the potential for evil that lies within us, revealing our capacity for harm. It symbolizes the betrayal we might not anticipate from those we trust, transforming familiar spaces into realms of danger. The fear of betrayal is amplified by the notion that a Skinwalker can take the form of someone you love, blurring the lines between familiarity and danger. This creates a sense of discomfort that resonates with audiences, revealing our intrinsic worries about who truly walks alongside us. Cultural memory and trauma. Throughout history, narratives of skinwalkers have served as vehicles for cultural memory. Tales told by elders resonate with the suffering endured by indigenous communities, such as forced relocation, loss of land, and cultural erasure. The Skinwalker becomes a symbol of the historical traumas experienced over generations. By recounting these stories, the community confronts collective memory, channeling pain into cautionary tales. These narratives serve to illuminate the importance of cultural identity and resilience, reminding individuals of the need to honor their roots. As we unpack the complexities surrounding the Skinwalker legend, we encounter significant controversies and misinterpretations that highlight the delicate nature of cultural storytelling. Cultural appropriation. The portrayal of skinwalkers in popular culture is frequently stripped of cultural context, leading to sensationalized depictions that often alienate or misrepresent indigenous narratives. Films and media representations tend to focus on horror elements without respecting the origins and meanings woven into the folklore. As non-Navajo individuals adapt these stories for entertainment, it raises ethical questions about ownership and representation. Can one understand and narrate these tales without diminishing their cultural significance? This ongoing dialogue prompts a reconsideration of how narratives influence identity and belonging. Misinformation and myths. The allure of the supernatural often leads to exaggerated tales and sensationalism. Some who aren't part of the Navajo culture have claimed personal encounters with skinwalkers or have retold experiences that lack authenticity, casting doubts on the integrity of the legend. This misrepresentation can spread confusion and diminish the lived experiences that genuinely connect indigenous individuals to these narratives. It's essential to approach such stories with respect and awareness, recognizing their roots and the intention behind them. As the Skinwalker legend thrives in contemporary contexts, we observe a duality of representation that emphasizes both the challenges and resilience of indigenous communities. Cultural revitalization. Many Navajo individuals are dedicated to preserving their cultural heritage, using storytelling as a medium to convey meaningful lessons and maintain connection with younger generations. This revival often involves educational initiatives that impart wisdom about the Skinwalker, promoting a deeper understanding of its significance. Communities hold storytelling events, cultural workshops, and discussions that emphasize the importance of mythology in shaping identity. The legends find renewed relevance in addressing present-day challenges, evoking cultural pride and a sense of belonging among Navajo youth. Digital storytelling. In our increasingly interconnected world, the emergence of digital platforms allows for the renegotiation of narratives. Social media, blogs, and podcasts present opportunities for Navajo individuals to share their adaptations of the Skinwalker legend while retaining cultural integrity. As these stories circulate online, they cultivate conversations about identity, resilience, and the importance of preserving indigenous knowledge. Positive reinforcements emerge when community members actively engage in the storytelling process, offering authentic perspectives that contrast against sensationalized portrayals. As we contemplate the enduring legacy of the Skinwalker, it becomes evident that these stories impart key lessons, each resonating with relevance in humanity's broader narrative. Moral responsibility. Central to Skinwalker tales is an exploration of moral responsibility. The transformation into a Skinwalker is frequently viewed as a consequence of selfishness or betrayal, emphasizing the consequences of individual choices. These narratives remind us of the profound impact our actions can have on our communities and the necessity to uphold familial and communal bonds. They invite introspection, urging individuals to assess their motives and how they contribute to the welfare of those around them. Respect and connection to nature. Skinwalker legends emphasize the importance of respecting nature, a theme prevalent in many indigenous teachings. The stories encourage individuals to recognize their role within the ecosystem and highlight the interconnectedness between all living beings. The Skinwalker serves as a reminder: straying from respect for nature leads to chaos. By honoring the land and its creatures, we nurture our relationships with the environment and uphold the balance that sustains life. The power of storytelling. Ultimately, Skinwalker narratives demonstrate the immense power of storytelling as a means of cultural preservation and identity formation. These stories create spaces for existence, connection, and shared understanding, fostering community bonds as they are passed from one generation to the next. Engaging with narratives promotes empathy, awareness, and mutual respect among diverse cultures, reminding us that every story we tell has the potential to shape lives and connect us all. As we draw our exploration of the Skinwalker legend to a close, we reaffirm that these stories serve multifaceted purposes. They are embodiments of fear, tremors of history, and vessels of wisdom. The Skinwalker is not merely a figure to be feared. It represents the complexities of human nature, the shadows within us, and the profound consequences of our choices. Through this reflective journey, we are reminded of the importance of responsibility, respect, and resilience. We honor the cultural significance of these narratives, appreciating the lessons they bear and recognizing the struggles endured by those to whom these stories belong. Thank you for joining me on this haunting journey into the world of the Skinwalker. May you carry these rich lessons with you, allowing them to enrich your understanding of humanity and the stories that define us. If you enjoyed this extensive exploration into folklore, please like, share, and subscribe. I invite you to share your thoughts or any experiences you may have heard about skinwalkers or other legends in the comments below. Until next time, may the stories inspire you to reflect, to seek understanding, and to embrace the complexities of our shared human experience.